Welcome to Third Eye Roll, where ancient wisdom gets decoded, demystified, and occasionally roasted. I'm Dr. Justine Lemos with Scarlett Trillia, here to serve up Vedic insights, spiritual real talk, and a healthy dose of side-eye. Each episode, we're diving into Vedic astrology, Ayurveda, Tantra, and the weird beauty of being human, with segments like cosmic, current events, story time with the Vedas and Shastras, WTF is that? And a mystic mic drop to leave you lit. No gurus, no fluff, just the good stuff. Welcome back to Third Eye Roll. I'm Dr. Justine Lemos. I'm here with special guest Scarlett Trillia, and we have a special Euro edition for you. Today I'm in Portugal, Scarlett's in London. We are transnational, and really the Jyotish is still the same no matter where you are on planet Earth.
That's right. I mean, it varies a little bit, but
from time zone to time zone, but not massively. Just like the moon will move to a next nakshatra sign a little bit a few hours earlier. But generally, we're all under the same major transits if you are living on planet Earth. And we don't mean to presume you might not be living on planet Earth. We are open to listeners from other planets.
The day we get fan mail from another planet, we will know that we have succeeded in life. I think that
the bar for success is high up in here. We have only succeeded at life when we get fan mail about our podcast from fans from another planet. Great. I feel comfortable with it. I'll put it on my bucket list. I have a bucket list on my phone. I can read to you some of the things that are on my bucket list. I'm happy to share. This one is going on my bucket list. It's actually a bucket draft list, but it's not finalized. I've got time to finalize it. Okay, get fan mail
from another planet,
from outer space about our podcast. That's totally doable.
So I just saw a video in passing online. It's like security footage from a restaurant kitchen.
Yeah,
probably maybe in Mexico. I don't know where. And it's like first day on the job, someone orders a bucket of beer, and this woman is opening all the bottles of beer and pouring them all into the bucket.
Yeah.
Because it's a bucket of
beer. Everybody needs a bucket of beer. So I didn't quite realize that Portugal is really mad for medieval festivals. The largest medieval festival in Europe is here in Portugal. I am going to be here during it. I am going to be going it. 60,000 people a day attend this medieval festival.
And you're going?
What?
You're going?
Tomorrow, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I went to a medieval festival 2 days ago. We went to this castle, and there was a medieval festival going on at the castle, and all of a sudden you're in a medieval festival. So my Ren Fair excursion that I did a couple of weeks ago was just prep for like hardcore medieval festivals. And this one that we were at, there was this whole meta-narrative, which apparently is this big Portuguese thing, which actually kind of brings us to the Vedic astrology transit that we want to talk about. In the 13th century, this guy, Pedro, he was married to Constance. He was the son of the king. And he got really hot for Constance's handmaid, Inez. Constance dies. These are the cliff notes. Constance dies. Pedro takes up with Inez. They have 3 kids. King Alfonso IV, his father, does not like this. The public does not like this. Alfonso sends henchmen to murder Inez. So Pedro stages a revolt, ousts his father, Alfonso, has everyone who murdered Inez, has their hearts ripped out while they are still alive. Yeah, some hardcore shit. Then he builds this huge burial with tombs so that they can be together in the afterlife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're still celebrating this here through medieval festival lore.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
medieval festival lore. You know, I think a lot of like society's issues today are related to the fact that people don't really have the same kinds of ways of expressing themselves.
I mean, he really expressed himself very well. He ripped out the hearts of his beloved's murderers while they were still alive.
I mean, and now we're just resigned to leaving passive-aggressive comments.
Text messages.
Yeah, you know, posting. What's it called? The T app.
Oh, I don't know the T app. What's the T app?
Oh, you got to get caught up on the news. The T app is a vibe coded, which means not secure, as it turns out, app that was invented by a man for women to use to report to one another like unsafe behavior in the men that they're dating.
Oh, okay.
So let's just run through this really quick before we get on topic.
Yes.
This is actually
this is so on topic.
This is so on topic. This is on topic because we're about to talk about Mars and Virgo and things like that. So a man vibe coded safety app for women. App got hacked. All the women's data is compromised. So it's like in I don't think a single one of those things I just said it makes any sense. Why I don't know. I don't want to like go too far into this. Why did a man invent this app for women?
Why is it vibe coded and not encrypted?
Why is it vibe coded and in that vibe coded state open to take on sensitive information from tens of thousands of women? Nope. Why did it get hacked? Why? Like, why? Anyway, I think that, let's get into the astrology of the day.
Right.
And we're going to circle back.
We are going to circle back. Mars in Virgo. This is the hot, action-oriented warrior planet going into Virgo.
So just happened. We've been talking on this podcast about Mars in Leo. The next sign is Virgo. Mars just got there about 37 minutes ago.
Right now. So when a planet has just transitioned, it is kind of on the cusp. Notably, Mars has transited signs, let's say, but is in the same nakshatra for one more pada that's the carryover from Leo. So we are still with the energy of Uttara Falguni, just a note, but we're on the other side of it. So big energy shift within that star sign. And we're talking about this today, kind of a circle back because we were giving Mars some attention during its Leo transit. And it also gives us an opportunity to talk about aspects. So we'll weave those in. And just a note, Moon is also in Virgo right now. So Mars and Moon are conjunct. Yep. But let's talk about what Virgo is. It's the sign of service and analytics. It's ruled over by Mercury. It's a sign of health. It is the young maiden, or sometimes coded as the virgin, if we like that terminology. And so Mars in Virgo, becomes refined a bit. This is the energy of surgery rather than just brute force or strength. This is the strategic aspect of Mars, or the strategic energy of Mars. This is like spreadsheet, like I'm gonna fucking kill those spreadsheets. I'm just gonna knock them all down and get all that spreadsheeting done. Because Virgo is so analytic, right?
Freak in the sheets is there's a mug in the co-working space that says it says that on it with a picture of an Excel sheet. But that's kind of the energy.
No. This is like I'm gonna slay those Excel spreadsheets.
Hot and fast. Hot and fast in the spreadsheets. Definitely a sign of surgery because Mars is our surgeon. of the sky, and Virgo is the natural sixth house where you may expect themes of surgery and other medical intervention to occur.
Exactly
So,
right. House of physical body, the gymnasium, right? And so with Mars in Virgo, we could get really into health and fitness, but we could also get really neurotic about any of these kind of topics. Because
a little bit of a hypochondriac energy with this one.
absolutely, like hygiene centric, and also like some obsession. We could get real obsessed over details with Mars in Virgo. You know, we could also get we could get irritable when things are not efficient or not efficient enough. Mars in Virgo wants things to work efficiently. And with that Mercury retrograde, they might not work as efficiently as we might like.
We got a chat.
What?
Who's chatting? Hey, beautiful ladies. Who is it? Okay, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
All right. We got... Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Third Eye Roll. I think that it's worth reflecting on the role of the influence that we will feel from Mercury's current transit.
Yes.
While we are discussing and experiencing this Mars transit. Couple of reasons why. One, Virgo ruled by Mercury. So the presiding energy over Virgo, where Mars is now entering, is not only retrograde in a sign where it's not particularly happy to be, but it's also retrograding and then transiting back over, but specifically retrograding right through the path of the sun. So completely combust. This would be like, I'm running a race. I drop something, I got to turn around and run back, like, past some sort of obstacle where you won't even be able to see that I had to do something extra heroic on my way back, and now I got to start over, run again. Like, it's, I don't know how to exactly explain it, but it's Mercury's not in a super happy place right now. And so it's like, we use our house party analogy.
That's right.
It's like the person who's having the party that Mars is attending is super stressed out and not there.
Yeah.
they're
Which is why I think we could experience some neurosis with this transit and some obsession with this transit.
I would say misdiagnosed health conditions are...
Oh, hypochondria. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the hypochondria. But even from a medical perspective, like, here's your test results. And then it's like, wait a second, those are someone else's test results. Right. You know, we did the biopsy or the scan or whatever, but we didn't get a clear image. We're going to have to do it again. Or we thought it was this, but it's that. So definitely something to be aware of, especially if you're dealing with any, personal health right now.
Absolutely. Like, follow up on that.
And with Saturn's influence. So another retrograde that we've discussed in past podcasts is Saturn's retrograde motion through Pisces, which is the seventh axis or the exact opposite side of the sky from Virgo. So Pisces and Virgo are on an axis and they are always facing one another. And so now Mars has entered Saturn's line of sight.
So let's talk about the aspects. They're called drishti in Sanskrit, and drishti means to gaze or to look. And so, this is like you're throwing side eye across the entire sky, and that influences what happens all the way across the sky. Right? And every planet will aspect 7 houses away. It will always give that glance that will throw that gaze, throw that eye onto across the sky, just as a technicality. And then some planets have special aspects. Mars also aspects 4th house and 8th house, but we don't get much juice out of that. Those houses at this moment are not full of other planets. Saturn and Mars giving each other like side eye across. And these are two strong malefics.
Yes. However, Saturn's energy exalts Mars's energy.
Yes, of course.
So, and the reason why that happens is that Mars is like our fighter, war general, the one that wants to move forward, take action, kind of fuck shit up, frankly. And Saturn is the one that's like, slow down, restrain yourself, set boundaries, stay grounded, think this through, be diligent, be aware of the karmic consequences of your behavior. Do it hard, but do it right, kind of thing. And so with Saturn essentially staring at Mars, there's that
7 houses away. It's that seventh house that always gives the aspect. Mars gives an additional special aspect to the 4th and to the 8th, which are empty. But right now, Mars and Saturn are just eyeing the shit out of each other, right?
Yeah. And interestingly, in an interesting way, they are doing that.
So, well, they are doing it, but it's Mars that's giving Saturn the aspect. Saturn is Saturn then gives Mars the aspect back. And so it's like Saturn is going to uplift Mars, but Mars is not going to uplift Saturn.
Not at all. No. Mars does not make Saturn feel better. Saturn makes Mars feel better.
Yeah.
Or Saturn makes Mars behave better.
Right.
Mars pretty much just irritates Saturn.
Right. And so what can we expect from this transit for Saturn's placement?
I think Saturn will always
and retrograde.
Will always add a karmic aspect to everything. But if we go off of what we just said, if Mars in Virgo with Mercury currently in its retrograde state and combust is going to maybe let's use the example of getting like misdiagnosed or hypochondriac energy in a health setting. Saturn would be the one that's like, do the test again.
Right. Do it again.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it better.
Do it better.
Do not
retrograde. Do it again.
Do it again. Do not jump to conclusions. It's the one that's like, don't jump to conclusions. Do it again. Do it better. Do it slower. Do it more thoroughly. And think about why this is happening while you're doing it too. That's where that will come from. There's definitely a redo energy with both of those retrogrades, as we've discussed, but Saturn's role over Mars is definitely like, yo, slow down, buddy. But before you make that phone call where you get on the phone yelling because you're frustrated with an outcome, double check your facts. I think you.
No, I'm good. I'm just cutting background noise.
Okay. There's another thing about Mars and Virgo that came to mind, and maybe this brings us to our kind of pop culture themes.
Yeah.
It would bring us there if I could remember what I was going to say. Virgo is kind of like the sexy librarian energy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And Mars is like, brings a little heat to that. Like Mars would be the planet that would pull the hairpin from the librarian's top knot and let her hair down.
Absolutely.
Right?
But it's very precise and ritualistic, but this could even be like cleaning kink or something.
It's totally the maid costume kink.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. The fashion pick for this is like racy red lingerie underneath like a virginal white gown.
Yes.
That's pretty much what the fashion pick would look like. Or like somebody who's wearing Virgo is very prim and proper and conservative with fashion. Clean, neutral, buttoned up, ironed. But then it's like, maybe I'll wear my red shoes with this. It's
like a dominatrix disguised as like a minimalist architect. But then
or a minimalist architect who's like, it's weird. I don't normally feel this way, but I think I'm gonna get something crazy, and then it's like they got a red jacket instead of a beige one. But that's pretty.
That's freaky for a Virgo.
That is kind of freaky for a Virgo. Yeah, or like there's an athlete. I mean, Mars is the athlete too, so this could be. Well, here's a great example. So I have a lot of Virgo energy in my own chart, but I'm like preparing for a boxing match.
Oh, right.
Right? And I just got like red boxing shorts.
Of course you did.
But I also have very strong Mars energy. So who's to say? This is kind of my time, actually. Mm-hmm. This is a good transit for me, come to think.
Yeah. I have a Pisces retrograde moment. My child is dissatisfied with their footwear that they have brought with them because of various reasons. And so I spent most of the day trying to find the appropriate black platform footwear that was not able to be procured in their size. So Pisces, Saturn retrograde. Pisces' feet retrograde in
Saturn retrograde in Pisces. In your particular case, that would be related to parenting a child. Yes. Fascinating.
Because my, fifth house is Pisces. Yeah. So spent the day looking for the perfect platform Converse in black and that they did not have in my child's size because my child's feet were too large. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So how about Everything in Its Right Place by Radiohead for Mars and Virgo? We got to get everything in its right place. Do you know that Radiohead song?
No, but that's a good one. I also just wanted to point out one other thing while I'm looking at the chart is that we reported on this a few podcasts back. We were talking about Kalsarpa yoga.
Yes.
And that has been broken by Mars moving past K2 in Leo and now is definitively not happening with Mars entering a new sign.
That's right.
And so we're out of a period of time, for those who haven't listened back, where things are a bit like locked in between the nodes. It's like the feeling of being hemmed in by your own karma. And Mars in particular is a really interesting planet to break that configuration because it's like action now.
Yeah.
So if you were kind of in a holding pattern or waiting on something or doubting or feeling like, oh, I can't get from here to there because of karmic things that are beyond my control, that phase is done now for actually quite some time.
Exactly.
You're at least, well, I have to look at the charts, but quite some time we are free from that particular arrangement.
Mm-hmm. How about movies? Do you have any movies for this?
Mars and Virgo. You know, actually this one popped in my head not long ago. And I think I've probably referenced this film before, but Jamie Lee Curtis plays a character in a movie called True Lies where she's the wife of Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's pretending to have kind of like a mundane job and he's actually like a super action hero, like spy. And she starts getting bored and looking for her own kind of action hero moment before she realizes that he's kind of the man. And she gets like led along by this guy who's not really that much of an action hero at all. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger like intervenes and sets up a scenario for her to like have that excitement. And there's like a scene when she's like kind of nerdy, goofy, like a little awkward. And she's like getting ready to go in and she pours the water from a vase on a table to like slick back her hair. And she like rips off like the cute parts of her dress to make it more like sultry. And then like, it's like, it's perfect. It's totally like that librarian letting their hair down kind of energy. I don't know if the movie itself applies, but that scene popped in my mind a day or two ago. What would be another good movie?
So this is very different, but I think it contains this energy. So Talented Mr. Ripley.
Okay.
Which is just so precise, so calculated, so deadly, right? And Mars in Virgo could certainly have that energy.
That's a good one.
Right? I was also thinking Amelie because she's like obsessed with helping others and like totally bizarre and weird. And Virgo can be a little odd.
Virgo can be a little weird.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. Um, here's I always say this, I love the zeitgeist of social media. I don't actually use it very much, but I feel like every time I open it up, something thematic inevitably pops up. And I've seen this circulated probably for years now. It's like a viral photograph of two surgeons who successfully completed a 32-hour brain surgery to remove tumors from somebody's brain. And they're like collapsed on the floor. And one of them's like holding up their peace sign fingers, like, we did it. We're almost dead.
Yeah.
It took 32 hours. That's kind of the vibe too, where it's like, this surgery will not end until it is done successfully. We have been awake for 32 hours. The patient is saved.
Yes,
we're in our scrubs.
Actually, was Saturn throwing that aspect back around to Mars, because so with those aspects, just to circle back around to that, just a tiny bit more, Mars is going to throw heat across the sky. Saturn is going to throw like delay, or is going to throw like, we're going to do this all the way to the end. And so that's a really appropriate meme.
And I hadn't seen that circulate for a couple years, and I was like, oh, that's totally the energy right now. Saturn is not only going to cause delays, but it's going to make you do it more than once, probably. And like part of the delay is like, not good enough, do it again. And part of the delay, like the Mercury retrograde actually, is just like, we're late. The train got canceled, whatever it is. But yes. And you can't really get away from that. We were talking about karma police. That karma police is watching this go down.
Yes, of course.
That's kind of what's happening, where it's like, are you doing a 32-hour brain surgery because you want to be a hero, or because you want to save the patient? And those sound like the same thing, but at the level of the ego, they're not.
Exactly.
And that's what Saturn's keeping an eye on.
That's right.
It's like, if you're doing this for the acclaim or for the story, you're going to have to do it again better. But yeah, should we say anything else about the sixth house? Not really. I think we've done quite well on sixth house themes.
Sixth house. Well, I mean, from which perspective of the chart, that Mars is in the natural sixth house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the gymnasium. It's the physical body. So, I mean, the fact that we're talking about surgery is really appropriate.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest themes here. Surgery and medical interventions. You know what might happen? Ooh, this is a good. Again with my keeping an eye. I feel like an alien keeping an eye on like social human behavior, where I'm like, they can't be serious. But really, this is kind of feels like a moment where we might. Like society might come to a head with all of these aesthetic interventions and surgeries, where it's like, you guys, the BBL thing has got to stop. This would be the transit period where medical information is released that completely proves that there are long-term health consequences for
all of these
weird surgeries.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, and Virgo, it's kind of like, why are you even needing to do that kind of thing? And Mars is like, this is like people getting those surgeries reversed. This would be if you were ever regretting getting a BBL and you're starting
or
to notice
breast augmentation.
Yeah, and it's like it's starting to smell bad. It's leaking. Oh. No, that's a real thing.
No, I know.
And I just saw some of those articles recirculate today. Like, if you didn't notice the first time, this is a real now global issue where women are having this procedure done and it smells like dying flesh because that's what's happening. And it is possible to pay somebody to do a reversal surgery, and let's just redo, undo, get that.
Also, people could get tattoos removed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Mars, of course, is penetration and piercing and acupuncture and surgery and needles and knives and tattooing.
Yeah.
Anything that is Mars.
Tattoo removal is an awesome theme for this. That's exactly
I'm just looking how long Mars is going to be in Virgo. It's still in Virgo in August. And
it's
then,
about 2 months usually.
Yeah, it leaves in September. I'd have to look at the exact date. But by that time, we're going to have Mercury there in Virgo. Sun there in Virgo. Exactly right. And Mars will enter into Libra.
Yeah.
But, Jupiter will still be in Gemini. Venus will have gone into Leo, so that'll be a thing. But it's kind of like we're in a holding pattern in some ways for a little while, with Saturn like in the place where it's going to be for a long time. Rahu, Ketu aren't moving for a long time, and just these inner planets will be doing their normal circulation. But we've got 2 months of Mars in Virgo.
Yeah, and we have Jupiter is going to retrograde all the way back through Gemini, all the way back into Taurus.
Correct.
and then take forward motion again. So we have a long transit of Jupiter Gemini energy. But yeah, this Mars one, it's like, you all have 2 months to remove your tattoos, get your breast implants taken out and fixed up, to change your mind about something that you were maybe planning to do aesthetically. And this is unfortunately mostly directed at women, but women need to call each other out. Don't go doing dangerous medical things to yourself optionally. Like I responded to a post today because somebody was like, my natural nails have been ruined by whatever gels and acrylics and things. And they're like, what style should I pursue? It's like, spend the money that you were going to spend on multiple months of really expensive nail design and buy some like bone health supplements.
Exactly.
For real. And take those and watch your natural nails grow back and recover and, keep them clean. Do your cuticles, put the strengthening polish on, but it's like, because Virgo isn't flashy. If we go back to fashion, Virgo has natural nails. That's total, because Virgo is a virgin girl. She's too young for all of this nonsense.
Correct.
And this is a little bit of like a return to innocence. But in order to return to innocence, you're going to need Mars to do some surgery where it like rips your acrylic nails off.
I love it.
Right? Like this could also be like,
also, us good Mars people are like, we're such tomboys that we're like, rip that shit off your nails. We don't need that.
Mars is definitely a tomboy. This could be the energy of somebody removing hair extensions or deciding to let their natural hair grow out instead of wearing a wig. It could be a dramatic haircut as well.
For sure.
But hopefully with lasting results of like, once you remove a tattoo, it's gone. And you probably aren't going to get another one.
Until Mars goes into Scorpio.
Yeah, when Mars goes to Scorpio, that's when you get a piercing that nobody can see.
Right, or a big tramp stamp.
Oh, man. All right.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. Right.
Yeah, we'll talk more at you next week. We hope you enjoyed this wonderful European edition of heart-ripping tattooing Third Eye Roll.
All right. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.